Hi Gemini, I'm Pam and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for April 2017. This month I laid out the 5-card Rainbow Tarot spread for you using the Aquarian Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. This recording is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Ascendant, and Gemini Moon. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign to gain more insight and information, because some months they will resonate more for you than your sun sign will. If you would like to get a continuation of this reading where I look into my crystal and get messages from my spirit guides for you, Gemini, for April 2017, you can access these videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below in the description box in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for those crystal readings for April. You can also get the other special videos I recorded for the year of 2017 titled New Beginnings and Endings, Psychic Tarot and Crystal Reading for each sign of the zodiac for 2017, where I used 2 different tarot decks and the crystal to look into new beginnings and endings for you this year. Those videos are 20 minutes long, and you can also access those by clicking on the other link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to those videos on Vimeo. You can also access these videos by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com, clicking on the videos tab on my menu. It's a drop-down menu. Go to page 9, and there you will see the headings for these videos that I've talked about here. All that being said, Gemini, now on to your reading for April 2017. First card you have that shows up is the Chariot. And the Chariot is a card to me that symbolizes change. Could be having to make a decision or a choice between 2 things. It could also indicate travel. Some people see the Chariot as a card indicating success. I see many Geminis having a lot going on in their mind in April and thinking about what it is you want to do next. Like you're thinking about your next step. You may be thinking about, I have to be more proactive in the choices that I'm making. Maybe you feel like you haven't been making the right choices for your life or people you've been involved with, or job decisions, money decisions, I don't know. But I see you feeling like you're not sure of some of the decisions you've made. So I feel like you're doing a lot of thinking in April. Some of you, I feel like you want love to come into your life if you're not already coupled and you're single. Because I see you thinking, I have to make some changes so that new love can walk in. So that's only applying to some of you Geminis, because some of you are already married or living in a serious relationship or dating someone consistently. So that message really applies to single Geminis. Sometimes I feel that Gemini, you feel like you do a lot for other people and you give a lot to other people, but you don't get it's not reciprocated equally to you. So I feel like you see yourself as quite a giver, and that there's people that just don't give to you in the way that you give to others. I see some of you thinking about marketing yourself differently, putting a different spin on yourself. This could be if you're out there looking for a new job, maybe you're going to redo your resume, or you're going to add things to it that weren't on there before. Maybe you're going to start pursuing jobs that are different, not exactly what you're used to doing, but it comes out as marketing yourself differently in some way. So you may be changing something in the way you're marketing yourself. Also, this could have to do with if you're single and you want to put yourself out there on the dating scene or on dating websites, in social media in some way. You might, redo like a lot of pictures, change your profile, reword it completely differently to see if you attract different people than what you've been attracting, because it's like all about you marketing yourself differently in April 2017. I see some of you putting something out there. I don't know what this is, and then receiving a big check or a big envelope with money or a check in it. This could be a tax return, but it could be something where you're receiving somebody, like some insurance payout, or a grant or a loan. It could be an inheritance. It could be somebody in your family giving you money, like a gift of cash to help you out. I don't know what it is, but I see they say you're putting something out there and then you get this big check. Now, putting something out there, that could be a lot of things. You could be telling somebody, hey, I need money. Can you give me a loan? You could be filling out applications. It could be some job thing that you've done or a project that you've done, and then you're getting paid for it by getting a check or a bonus or a commission of some sort, because I see you putting something out there and then getting a check or money in an envelope, like a yellow, I feel like it's a big yellow envelope, not just, but it could be a regular envelope, but that's how they showed it to me. Here you have 9 of Pentacles. This is being at peace and contentment with your life and having financial stability and abundance behind you. I feel some of you Geminis want more interaction with more people, and you want to become more social, or you want to be socializing with some different people, different groups of people. So you may go to meetup groups, or just, getting involved in classes or something different that then puts you in the proximity of different people, because I see you becoming more social. Some of you need a break and need time off, and I see some of you pondering some kind of travel. You may be thinking of going to Italy or California or Martha's Vineyard or somewhere where they grow grapes. I mean, there's a lot of places that they do that, but I do feel that you may be considering some type of travel. I see some of you really studying yourselves, like looking hard at yourselves in the mirror and asking yourself hard questions like, have I done really all that I could do to further my career? Or have I done all that I really could do to foster the relationship that I want? Or I feel like you're going to be asking yourself hard questions. Like you may be a little judgmental of yourself in April. You may be hard on yourself in April. If you're not hard on yourself, I just feel like you're asking yourself some really strong questions. I do see many of you Geminis achieving some goal or where there's financial gain attached to it in April. Part of you is going to come alive, and I feel that you're going to start speaking your mind to people, telling them like it is. In some ways it may be fun, like you may come alive and become really animated and become a great storyteller and start joking around, because I do pick up your social life increasing, or you socializing with people more, so it could be in a fun sense. But I also feel some of you Geminis are going to tell people like what you think. If you think friends or family members or loved ones are not towing the line, or they're doing things slipshod and not up to par. This could even be with people that you have coming and doing work at your house or work at your property in some way. You may be like, hey, this looks, I'm paying you to do this job and this doesn't look so great. So coming alive and speaking your mind and telling it like it is, in some ways will be positive for some of you Geminis, and in some ways you may be, lowering the boom on some people with your thoughts of how they've been doing their work, and if it's up to speed or up to snuff. You're going to let them know if it's not. So the next card you have here in the layout is the 9 of Rods. And the 9 of Rods to me is a card that symbolizes being prepared and ready for battle, which, again, as I said, speaking your mind, and looking at the next card that kind of goes along with this, you'll see in a moment. So this is also could be being suspicious of someone or a situation. Some of you are getting things redone. You may be getting, redoing your basement. If you have a basement, you may be redoing it. You may be waterproofing it. You may be turning it into like, a playroom. And if it's not redoing your basement, you could be redoing things in your home, or even redoing things about yourself. If you're not happy with yourself, you could go, get some kind of makeover, a makeover of some sort, doing a makeover on yourself. I feel like you're really starting to look at yourself like thinking, I'm wasting too much time about worrying. I see you realizing I'm worrying about a lot of things. Maybe you didn't realize it, and maybe somebody's pointed it out to you, and now you're starting to take a look at it. But for some reason or another, Gemini, I see you realizing like, oh man, I waste a lot of my time worrying. I'm seeing you think that. I also see you standing up for rights, people's rights. This could be at a place where you work. Maybe you feel like there's profiling going on, or that your rights are being infringed upon. This could be about the government. Maybe you don't like how the government's rolling, and you feel that there needs to be some standing up for rights. Standing up for people's rights comes up really strongly here, or you standing up against people and fighting against them, like calling them out on the mat. This has been a theme that's come up here with a few of these cards, and I see you wanting restitution. It doesn't necessarily mean money restitution, but if things are done unfairly, or have been, if there's been improprieties that have happened, you will be wanting them rectified. That's how it comes up. And for many of you, this is going to be at your work, at your place of business, at your job. If it's not that, it could be in legalities to do with how state or local government is being run. It could be about that. It can also have to do with in your own family. If you feel that there's injustices happening and discrimination, or things that are unjust or unfair within your family, I feel you may be standing up and like speaking your mind, laying it out on the table and saying this should be corrected, or this is unfair. It comes up strongly. So this is a battle card. It is, to me. I mean, other tarot readers don't read cards the same way I do, and I always am going by what my spirit guides say, not what the cards mean. So this is what the guides are telling me. I really feel you've learned a lot from other people's behavior, witnessing them, listening to them, and it's like all in a filing system in your mind, Gemini. You've got a mind that ticks like a clock, like the gears in a clock. It's always working. And I do feel you file away information. Many people may not realize that you do it, but you are kind of like the elephant that doesn't, how they say elephants never forget. I don't think Geminis forget too easily. It may get filed away in a different file cabinet in your head, but I feel like you draw that out in time when it's necessary. Here's your next card, and you may see you've got this theme going on here. Here you have Five of Rods. This is a struggle. This is either an internal struggle going on with you. It could be a struggle with groups of people, such as co-workers, family members, any groups or social groups you belong to. So you got to like struggling, battling, speaking your mind things happening in April. I do feel you're going to be very adamant that you want people to listen to what you have to say in April. You may be looking at a situation where you feel like there's too many roosters in the hen house. There's too many people vying for control in a situation where it's like too much. It's like too many people butting their nose in, sticking their 2 cents in, too many. There's another saying, I can't think of the word, where it's like too many bosses, too many chefs, not enough cooks. I mean, that's not the right words, but like you're seeing this as like maybe too many people are also saying things have to be done this way, and then somebody else is saying, oh no, we're doing it that way, and then this other person comes in and says, oh no, they've got it all wrong, this is the method we're using, and then somebody else comes in and says, oh, forget it, they don't know what they're talking about, this is the protocol. And you may be like, oh my God, there's too many people saying how this is going, and it's unproductive. I see you feeling frustrated, annoyed, and feeling like it's unproductive. You may decide to walk away from this situation and ignore all of it and just do things the way you've always done them, even if it's going against what higher ups might be telling you. I do pick that up for some Gemini. You also may have somebody, if you're working Gemini, this could also be in a family situation too. So if you're non-working, it could apply to a sibling or somebody you're close to doing the same thing that a coworker could do, where they come in and they try to direct you and say, they get involved in your business and criticize what you're doing or try to insert themselves, and you get like, you better get out of here because I'm not listening to this. Like, what? Who are you? You're not my boss. Because I don't really feel, it could be a boss for some of you, but for some of you, I don't really feel they're technically your boss. Whether it's work or family, I can see it happening either way here with this Five of Rods. Some of you may be feeling like you're looking for a gateway to get out of a dark situation. And this dark situation could be maybe your working environment is a struggle and putting too much pressure on you anymore. And you're like, you know what? There's no joy here, or I don't have joy in my job. This is like a place of darkness or dark times. I need to get out of here. Or if you're in a family situation or a living situation, or even a social friendship group situation that you feel like things are taking a turn where you can't get on board with what they're saying, or you feel like things have just taken a negative turn, you may be thinking of exiting any one of those situations. Your last card in the reading here today for April is the Temperance card, and this to me is patience. It can also be God working through you and what you're doing, thinking, creating, and saying. I see some of you Geminis mapping out a plan or a strategy that you can introduce for others to follow. Now, if you have somebody working for you, you could be writing this out for them to follow. It could be if you're going away and you have instructions, you need somebody's looking out for your house or your kids or your pets. You may be mapping out instructions for them because you're going to go away. It could be you're just mapping out instructions, but maybe you're going to get an assistant or somebody's helping you with what you're doing for work, and so you need to map out the instructions for them because now they're coming in to help or assist, and they need to know what to do. So I see you mapping out plans and instructions for someone in April. Some of you may have some legalities that come up and challenge you. If there's been any wills that have occurred or estates that needed to be settled, there may be somebody that challenges you. They may challenge what you've done and say, this doesn't seem right or fair. I'm challenging it. I need to see what you've done. You could also be the one challenging a will or an estate or challenging something legally, because this comes up for some of you as a legal challenge one way or another. You doing it, you challenging, or the challenge coming at you. Some of you really need to be careful about the facts and figures that you're doing with your taxes, because you may have made an error that may come back to haunt you. And it may be, I'm not saying you purposely did it. To me, it feels like it was a mistake. So you may want to go over it with a fine-tooth comb. We do have Mercury in retrograde this month during tax season. So rechecking your facts and figures several times, or if you don't normally take it to an accountant or something like H&R Block or any private accountant, if you normally do it yourself, this year you might want to have somebody else do it, or if you do it, have somebody else check it. Because I feel for some of you, don't wig out and get all freaked out, because this is not going to apply to all Geminis, just like all of these messages here may not be applying to your sun sign. So Gemini, I'm going to say again, if these messages are not making sense to you, please watch your rising sign and your moon sign. But some of you may make a mistake on your income tax that then it comes back and you're like, oh my God, I put a 1 in front of this number and it made the number huge, or I forgot the 1 and it made the number too small, and then it comes back. So you may want to have somebody check your income tax this year if you normally do it. Or if you have somebody else do it, you may want to check what they've done to make sure they did it right. Some of you are coming to some kind of closure or ending of a family situation that you need to close the door on and put behind you. This could be problems that have gone on. Maybe there's been fighting or things that haven't been going on well. And now you just have to put it to rest and say, you know what, I'm not going to have this argument anymore. I'm closing the door on the argument. Or it could be somebody you need to divorce or end a relationship with or stop talking to. But I feel more than anything else, it's like ending any conflict, like closing the door on a conflict is how it comes up to me. Because it really involves anything that's been involving bickering and infighting in either your family or with a loved one, something. It just comes up like that. Now, not all of you Geminis are going to have that. So I hope this reading was of help to you. I certainly hope it made sense. I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I always appreciate that. And please be sure to subscribe. That way, when I upload my videos to YouTube, you will get notified. If you would like to get a continuation where I look into my crystal for you and give you expanded and additional messages from my guides for April 2017 Gemini, please click on the link below in the description box in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for April 2017 crystal readings for each sign of the zodiac for download and purchase. Also, if you would like to look into the special videos I've recorded for this year of 2017 titled New Beginnings and Endings for each sign of the zodiac in 2017, where I've used 2 different tarot decks, one for beginnings, one for endings, and the crystal for download and purchase, you can access these videos by clicking on the other link in the description box below in the Show More section. Those videos are much longer. They're about 20 minutes long, at least double the length of the crystal readings. So I wish you an absolutely amazing April, Gemini, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.